Hey y'all, Paul Kilo Juliet 5 Golf Kilo Kilo the Southern Ham, and we are back out for part 2 of Does Size Matter? My goodness, if you saw the first video, which was posted yesterday, it got some comments, and so today we're out for a second look. Why don't y'all come along? So the video that I did called Size Matters was just a simple little look at two lengths of coax, both being the same, ABR Industries 240 Ultraflex, I think is what they call it. 50-foot length versus 20-foot length. I did the test under my 17-foot whip with the choke at the radio end of the coax, not at the antenna. I got a lot of comments about that, which I fully agree with. But anyway, if you hadn't seen the video, go back and look at it. But more importantly than that, this community is awesome. Let me just say, this community is awesome. Read the comment section. It could be published as a book on coax losses, reflected power, you name it. Anything and everything to do with coax, there's a comment about it. Fantastic stuff. It's a master class in coax. So I encourage you, go more than the video, go look at the comment section. They are fantastic, and I want to say thanks to everybody that made a comment on the first video. Today we're going to do a little bit of a second iteration. I'm going to flip the coax around. We're going to put the choke, the inline choke, at the antenna and read the SWR. Let's just see if there's any difference between the 20-foot length and the 50-foot length with the choke at the antenna, so that it's not becoming part of the system. They should be very similar. Should be certainly less of a difference than there was in the previous video. But again, I ain't smart enough, y'all. That's why I post these things, to stimulate conversation, and this community of ham operators is just awesome. So let's get going. So there will be some slight differences in today's test, and the only difference is I didn't put the EMP cloth on the ground, only because my back isn't up to it. It's just a little more work for me, and today I'm not having a great back day, so that's a me problem, not a you problem. But anyway, we're not looking at the antenna as much as we're looking at the reflected losses and the cable losses in the coax and what the SWR readings are. So here's what we got today. So in today's iteration, we've got four 17-foot radials. That's the little yellow wires. Y'all know I love yellow. And sitting on that Wolf River Coil 12-inch tripod, and we got the Chameleon SS17 extended up from there. So we're going to run first. As you can see, there's my yellow braided 50-foot length of coax. We're going to take a look at that one first and see what she looks like. All right, guys, so we got the Rig Expert 230 hooked to the yellow braided 50-foot coax. I use the AntScope app on my phone only because it's just that little screen on the 230. It's just so much easier to use the AntScope app, and you get great, you can run Smith charts, you can run SWR sweeps, which is what we're interested in today. So anyway, I'm putting in the settings to scan 14225 to 14350. So put that in there, and then we hit the start, and let's see what we come up with. Okay, so here's the sweep. I'll show it to you here, but I'll also post it. But the lowest SWR is 1.117 at 14225, so on the bottom end of the band. But in all honesty, at the, let's see if I can move that cursor across. At the top end of the band, it's 1.17 at 14347. So still beautiful SWR reading. And again, look, I understand SWR is not all, it's not the end all to be all, but it's what most of us can look at easily in the field to know whether we're getting a good match with the radio. Again, it's not about the antenna. The antenna, as somebody commented in my comments, I encourage y'all to go read them. The antenna don't care about SWRs. The radio does. So what we're trying to do is get a good match, a happy relationship between antenna and radio. But anyway, 1.17 on the high end of the band. This is a super SWR reading. So that's the 50-foot section. Wonder what the 20-foot will look like. See if it compares. Okay, y'all, you can see here that I've changed out the orange braided 50-foot length of coax. Can you see that? 50-foot coax for the orange braided, or the yellow for the orange. The orange is my 20-foot section. I've tried to keep things as equal and fair as possible in terms of the radials and all of that. So anyway, I'm doing the best I can to make this a fair comparison, but who knows? I'll get told in the comments what I did wrong. But you know what? I will say this. I got a lot of comments in that previous video, some really technical stuff, but 99% were really nice. They were like, you know, here's what happened and here's what you need to know and that kind of thing. I have learned so much, and I'm hoping y'all learn too. So I'm encouraging, go read all those comments. Pretty fancy stuff. I'm loving it. But anyway, let's run the Ant Scope app and see what we come up with. Interested to see how the two compare. All right, so this one's a little different. So here you go, and I'll post this up there. Let me take a screenshot of that real quick. So the SWR increased from whatever it was, anyway, I'll have to go back and look. What was it? It was 1.17 to 1.23. I mean, negligible. In fact, doesn't really matter, right? So basically they're the same, I would say. Not much difference at all. And that's again with the choke at the antenna where it should be with this particular antenna system. Now if you're running, for example, if you were running a 71-foot random wire antenna and you want the coax to act as the counterpoise, then you put the choke at the radio. At least that's the way I understand it. Again, if I'm wrong, correct me. I'm a big boy. I can take it. But anyway, pretty interesting. So what did we learn? I think what we learned, again, and a lot of this I learned from reading the comments from the previous video, is the more robust coax, the less lossy coax that you can use is the thing to do. So if you have a 20-foot section of RG8, RG8X versus an RG316, and you're not worried about lightweight, you're not worried about packing it to the top of a mountain, whatever, if you're sitting at a picnic table, use the RG8 versus the RG316. It's a less lossy cable, from what I understand. So, SWR again is not everything, but as portable operators, it's about the only thing we can check, and we don't have time to be running, you know, antenna analysis every time we go out to the field. We simply want to make sure that if we're using an antenna, and especially if we don't have a tuner, we want to make sure that whatever antenna that we're using creates a happy relationship with the radio. The radio is what cares about SWR. It'll tell you if the SWR is too high. So anyway, this was just a fun little look, just something to stimulate the brain and keep everybody on their toes. It's keeping me on my toes because I'm having to look at all these comments and answer them, and some of them I'd be honest with you, I'm just learning. So anyway, I really do appreciate y'all coming along. And again, thank you for all the wonderful comments. I so appreciate it. And if y'all have any ideas, like, hey, Paul, test this, try this, I want them in the comments. Please put those in the comments down below. I appreciate each and every one of you. I really appreciate the people that commented being nice to the Southern Ham, because I've admitted to y'all from the very beginning, I am not the sharpest knife in the drawer. I'm a new ham. I am still learning and got lots and lots to learn. So I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I certainly thank y'all for coming along. If you like what you see on the channel, you know the drill. You know what I need you to do. I want you to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you would, so that you see more of these crazy videos that this guy puts out. Hit that notification bell and you won't miss out on any of them. Thank y'all for coming along. 7-3.